Well, 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 well. Well, 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 here we are again. Submarines, and that's probably all you've heard about for the past couple of days, if you're paying attention. What's going on, everyone? Zoop here, and obviously that's what we're going to be talking about today. That's what everybody's talking about today. Submarines, and you know, for a while I thought Wargaming had forgot about them or put them on the shelf, shoved them over to the side, but no, they've just popped up out of the blue at an odd time. Maybe it's not an odd time, but it's in a period where we've got Russian cruisers coming in that were overpowered at first and might still be, I don't know. Also at a time where the California got a pretty sizable nerf, unfortunately, after I produced a video of it, lauding it, saying I couldn't wait for it and how fun it's gonna be, and now apparently it sucks. Yeah, great. But that's okay, because we've got submarines back in the mix to divert your attention from all the ills of the world going on, and the pandemic, and the badness, and everything else. To boot, I am so tired right now. I've had 3 hours of sleep last night. You know, I've got the night shift with my twins. I look after them from, oh god, like 12 or 1 a.m. till 6 a.m. and yeah, it's been fun. I don't know how I snuck in time to play Submarines, but I'm glad I did. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Honestly, I'm actually intrigued by Submarines right now. I really am. I wasn't expecting a lot of changes, but lo and behold, Wargaming crammed a bunch of changes in Submarines. They play a lot different than even the last test, and it's for the better. I mean, honestly, Submarines were a snooze fest. They were boring. They just... It took forever to do anything. I mean, not to go out there and sink ships, but, you know, if it was 1 or 2 submarines left in the match, it was just basically a game of cat and mouse where you're doing nothing, waiting for 5 or 10 minutes of the clock to tick away and end the game. I mean, it's like seeing 2 CVs attacking each other. But that's gone. Wargaming paid attention, and they've added some really cool things to submarine gameplay. I mean, for one, submarines can attack other submarines a lot easier. You can ping enemy submarines, even underwater, and you can ping enemy ships underwater. And that makes a lot of sense. And you can ping a lot quicker and more effectively. That goes a long way to helping the gameplay in this game. That was a great move, and I like it. That's really gone a long way to make things a lot more interesting. Another cool thing that you couldn't do before, you can fire your torpedoes underwater now. You don't have to be on the surface or at periscope depth. I think it was periscope depth, I can't remember. It was so long ago when we tested these subs last. But you can fire your torpedoes underwater now. And that just adds even more intrigue. So yes, you have submarine-on-submarine action now. You can ping enemy ships underwater now. You have to worry about submarines firing torps at you now. Things have gotten a lot better with submarines. We have progressed. But, and here's the big but, I still don't think we're there. And I still personally don't know that submarines are right for this game. From both a historical perspective and from a gameplay perspective. While submarine gameplay is better and they've made a lot of improvements, I still find it to be a tad boring. It doesn't bring anything to the game, in my opinion, other than adding something that Wargaming can sell to us. And obviously that is a huge driving thing behind this. More content, more premiums, more sales, more money. I get that. But I just don't think they fit in, really. And they're going to have to be limited. And I know after this playtest is done, submarines are going to come into the live client, but they're going to be in their own game mode, and I guess they're going to use that as another litmus test before putting them into the actual game itself. And it's going to be interesting when they do, because destroyers are going to have to worry about submarines now on top of saving themselves and dodging aircraft carriers, which it sucks for destroyers as it is, and it's just going to make it more interesting. Though I will say the anti-submarine warfare gameplay is a fun aspect of submarines. I will also say, now that I'm thinking about it, I wasn't impressed with the underwater scenery this time around. I don't know if I just had a setting that was off or they just didn't completely render it, but definitely not as beautiful as it was before. But that's besides the point. It's not a huge issue. The issues are with the gameplay. Again, still somewhat boring, though not as boring before. But the other big thing is historical accuracy. And, you know, we always say, this is where you draw the line. This is the historical accuracy and the realism point that you draw the line at. But there was really no submarine-on-submarine duels in World War II. And there sure as hell weren't homing torpedoes. Which, again, the way it works with torpedoes, you ping an enemy ship on the front, and it locks your torps on. You ping him on the back, and once you get that double lock, more damage, more power, more explosiveness, more everything else. So there's a benefit to pinging enemies. Don't know if it works the same way on submarines, though pinging submarines does do some good. You get that tracking, but again, there really wasn't submarine-on-submarine warfare in World War II, and the whole tracking torpedo things, I know you've got to make the gameplay interesting, and fire and forget just wouldn't yield a lot of damage, wouldn't yield a lot of kills, but if you got to make too much crap up to bring something into the game, should you really be bringing that thing into the game in the first place? And that's going to be the ongoing debate with submarines. And I'm sure some of you are probably watching this gameplay or have been watching gameplay in general thinking, okay, this is cool, I can get behind this, I can dig it. You know, there's some cool aspects to this. They made some great changes, and I want to give Wargaming credit where credit's due, because they have, once again, made a lot of good changes with these submarines. They were, I don't want to say horrible, but there wasn't a lot to them at first. And now there is. There's a little depth, no pun intended, that didn't exist before. And they're palatable. I dare say that they might be playable when they finally make it in based on these changes. But, again, should they be? Should they be in the game? And you're either for it or against them. There's not much in between. I will say they're a lot more fun this time around, a lot more fun in this iteration of testing. I think the majority of players think that. And there's a lot more cool features. But once again, I really hope Wargaming doesn't rush these things in. I really hope they take another year if they have to, which I doubt they'll take that long. But I just think there's too much to iron out. And I really think we need to see these in action in a limited setting before they go in the full client. If they do. And I'm on the fence whether they should or shouldn't. I have not made my mind up yet. I really haven't. And I know that this is a very hot button item, and people are going to be very, very divisive about this. They're going to be polarized. This is a very polarizing topic, so much as the carriers were. And we saw what happened with that. We're at another point where we're getting something that's going to make or break the game. Maybe not in the long run, but definitely in the short term. And you might see players leave again. I don't know if Wargaming's ready for that. I don't know if the game could survive that this time around. I mean, things were a lot better when carriers came around, and you saw how many people left. So, all in all, I mean, submarines are coming. Damn the torpedoes. Wargaming is full speed ahead with submarines, and we're going to get them regardless, no matter what. I mean, that has become clearly evident right now. And while, once again, the gameplay is a lot better than it was before, it's made huge strides. It's a lot more fun, it's a lot more engaging. It's not the complete snooze fest as it was before. It's still kind of boring. I mean, it's not completely exciting. I mean, being underwater, it's only so much fun. And they've really had to bend realism and historical accuracy to make it work. I mean, that's fine, they've done it with every ship. But, again, it's just determining whether it's too much. And it's going to be up for you all to decide. So, I want to know what you think of submarines right now. Do you think we've made the improvements we needed to make to get them into the game? And do you want to see them in game? Do you not want to see them in game? I'm interested to see your thoughts in the description. You know, guys, hope you're doing phenomenal. Hope you're doing great. I'll catch you all later. Zoop out.